The heat wave has now eased, and with that things are quite a bit fresher than they have been of late, and there will be some wet and windy weather to come as we go through this week. Now currently there is a front making its way northwards across parts of Scotland, bringing some rain, but a bigger talking point is an area of low pressure that's making its way in from the west. An associated occluded front's going to bring some hefty rain across parts of Northern Ireland as we go overnight into Tuesday, and that rain is then going to feed into western parts of England, Wales and Scotland as we go through the early hours as well. All that wet weather is going to push its way eastwards. There will be some heavy bursts of rain mixed in, and there will be some strong winds. We're talking gusts of around 40 to 50 miles per hour, particularly around some southwestern coasts. Now, not everywhere will see the heavy rain arriving and making its way across. Some northern parts of Scotland, after an initially bit of a damp start, will actually be largely fine here. And also towards the far southeast of England, there's not going to be a huge amount of rain arriving here, and there should be some decent, bright, sunny weather. That being said, temperatures aren't as high as they have been recently, particularly across parts of the east. Temperatures down several degrees compared to Monday, and elsewhere it's nowhere near as hot as it was over the weekend. And you do need to factor in those strong winds and any heavier rain at times. That's going to make it feel even fresher as well. But it's the rainfall totals which are perhaps the biggest talking point when it comes to Tuesday. We are going to see them building up with that system that's coming in from the west. So like I mentioned, a bit of rain early on across northern parts of Scotland, but thereafter it's looking largely dry. As we go through the day on Tuesday, it's across parts of northwest England, North Wales, where we're likely to see the highest rainfall totals, potentially 40 to 50, maybe 60 millimetres in some places. That's enough to cause a little bit of disruption in a few spots. Also parts of southern Scotland around the borders area, and also parts of Northern Ireland early on could see some relatively high rainfall totals as well. Then, as we go into through Tuesday night and into Wednesday, that system clears away towards the east, and we see something a little bit drier for a time, a bit of a ridge of high pressure trying to build, but there is also going to be a front trying to make its way into parts of the southwest. So what that means for Wednesday? Well, for many, after a few showers across eastern parts to start, it's actually looking largely dry. There may still be a few showers dotted around, perhaps not as many as showing on the graphics for me here, but for many it is actually looking mostly fine. Away from the far southwest, that is. Here we're likely to see a band of rain making its way in, so turning increasingly cloudy and pretty damp as well. Temperatures starting to climb up a little bit, some warmer air around, so greater chance of getting into the mid-20s, 25, maybe 26 Celsius across some parts, and there will still be some relatively high humidity around, so going to feel very warm across some central southeastern parts where we get some decent sunshine. A little bit fresher further north, but we're still talking high teens, possibly even low 20s. And now as we go through Wednesday into Thursday, and this is where things start to get a little bit tricky. The Met Office model doesn't perhaps have the greatest handling of the situation. It's a little bit too quick pushing things through. What I am expecting really is some wet weather to affect western, northwestern parts as we go through Thursday, but I'm not really expecting too much of this to push too far east on Thursday itself. There will be some showers around, particularly towards the west-southwest, and they could be heavy. There could even be some thunder mixed in, but eastern parts likely to avoid them, so not as many showers as are showing up on the graphics behind me here. Temperature wise, again, temperatures creeping up a little bit more, so mid, possibly even high 20s, 26, 27 Celsius towards the southeast on Thursday, and quite widely many places are going to be in the low 20s. Still some strong winds though, western parts likely to have some blustery winds, and so that will make it feel slightly less warm than those temperatures suggest. Now, because of the uncertainty about Thursday, there's uncertainty about Friday as well. But nonetheless, I did want to show you what it could look like, and the idea of more wet weather coming in from the west, perhaps becoming a bit more widespread with the chance of some showers developing further east. And even in the southeast, we could see some showers kicking off because there's going to be even higher temperatures, 28, maybe 29 Celsius, and with that some high humidity, the risk of some thundery downpours not completely out of the question. So a bit of a messy, showery mix for many of us on Friday. Still away from the showers in any bright or sunny spells, feeling pretty warm, temperatures lifting again compared to the middle part of the week. What happens thereafter and into the weekend? Well, it's still a bit of a messy picture as we go into Saturday. There's going to be a fair few showers around, some sunny spells in between the showers, but worth bearing in mind any showers that do develop could be quite slow moving and there could be some hail and thunder mixed in with them. And then towards the end of Saturday into Sunday, some more persistent rain and some stronger winds look set to move in from the southwest. A little bit of uncertainty there at this lead time of the timings of any transitions from drier, showery to more wet and windy weather. So definitely one to keep on top of. I will have more information about what we can expect in the deep dive, which will be available on our YouTube channel and also Spotify on Tuesday. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.